In this episode of our secondhand 79 series build, we start stripping it back in preparation for paint, start bolting on some accessories, and run you through exactly what we've chosen for our new tray and canopy setup. The cruiser sat around for a couple of days after it first arrived, and that gave us a little bit of time to think about exactly what we wanted to do first. So being an Australian manufacturer, we knew straight off the bat that we wanted to involve a lot of local businesses in the build and therefore local industry. Straight away, Tim suggested we head over and see the team at Torqit Exhaust just down the road from us in Beresfield. Now Torqit have been in the game since 1980 and they're industry leaders when it comes to all things exhaust and power related. I popped over and picked up one of their 3.5-inch turbo back systems for a single cab Land Cruiser, and while I was there, I had a quick chat to Jimmy about their manufacturing process and what we can expect from the exhaust system.
So this is our research and development facility. This is where we put cars on the hoist for the first time, design the layout of the system, make sure it's going to have clearance with all common modifications like long-range tanks, suspension upgrades. We've invested heavily in equipment, so we've got our own manual bending machine. We have our own manufacturing team, obviously, on site, building our gear for us. All of our gear is built out of 304 grade, 2mm thick mandrel bent stainless steel, so it's heavy duty. So the exhaust that we're doing for you guys, for your cruiser, it's a 3.5-inch full turbo back system. It's 304 grade stainless steel. It's got a 200 cell high flow cat, titanium coated dump pipe. We warrant them for 10 years. They're pretty heavy duty. You can hit them with a bomb.
Now when I got back, we ripped into the cruiser that afternoon and had it ready and on the road first thing the following morning. The hardest part about the process was removing the old stacks. Elliot had to swing off the grinder for a little while, but in the end, we got them out and the new system bolted straight in. With the new system in, we started daily driving it and even took it off-road one weekend for a little shakedown run. Now the suspension underneath it, that 4-inch Superior Hyperflex kit, worked exactly how we wanted it, and we're definitely going to be keeping that underneath. Now we're getting to the part where we bring you guys into the fold about what we're planning for this build. So in the previous episode, we asked you guys exactly what size tray and canopy you thought we should put on the back, and it turns out we're on the same wavelength. There was a fair few suggestions, if you go back to the comments on the previous video, that we should put a half canopy setup on the back of the cruiser. Now that's exactly what we're going to do. So we've chosen to run with a 2400 single cab tray setup with a 1600 two-door canopy sitting on top. That leaves us with about 800mm at the rear as versatile tray space for loading either a dirt bike, closing in with sideboards, carrying firewood, keeps your options open with what you can do with that last bit of your tray. So in the upcoming episode, we're going to be running you through the exact specification of the tray and canopy package and which of our accessories we've optioned on. Now, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but the colour we chose was actually listed in the comments of the previous video. So if you want a hint, head over there and check out those comments, and it's actually not a factory Land Cruiser colour. In order to get the vehicle ready for paint with the crew over at Danga Bodyworks, we needed to strip it back to a cab chassis. That meant removing the tray, the canopy, all the bar work and all the accessories on the vehicle. So Rob handled all that, he jumped straight in. He's a part of our delivery and fitment team here at MITS Alloy. He's been with us for a few years now and he knows his way around every dual cab on the market.
Yeah, the cruiser was pretty rough. When we got it up on the hoist, there's a few things that need to be fixed. When I started stripping it down, there was some pretty dodgy stuff in there, like house wiring to the canopy that was on the back, TEK screws holding stuff to other stuff. The tray was pretty shagged, rusty. Canopy was on its last legs. It was leaning to one direction. So yeah, we stripped it all back to a cab chassis. I'm pretty keen to see how good it looks when it comes back. I can't wait to get into it and start putting stuff on it.
Now Rob even found a buyer for that old canopy and we're able to get a few dollars back in our pocket. We also moved the tray on. Altogether, we got about $600 back. We'll be spending pretty much all of that with our friends over at Cool Drive in an upcoming episode to get the basic servicing supplies and maintenance parts we need for the cruiser. As always, drop us a comment with your suggestions and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.